What is down there?
Giant monsters.
And who are they and why are they here?
They're a natural defense mechanism from the planet. They've been here longer than any of us have, or since before the dinosaurs even. These are creatures that go back millions of years potentially and have been living there for a very, very long time. My personal encounter with them is they're highly intelligent. They're not animals, unintelligent animals or beasts. They're highly intelligent, but by looking at them, you might refer to them as a beast or a monster, and I guarantee you a living creature that's 200 or 300 feet tall, that's, several hundred thousand or a million years old, has a consciousness that probably defies understanding from me or you anyway.
How long have they been here?
Millions of years. Probably even maybe since the beginning of the planet.
Could you give me an example of what one of these giants looked like?
Sure. I've only had one personal experience that I can relate. While I have been briefed on the subject and I could describe a few other things, I only have one personal experience that I was there for, saw with my own eyes, and experienced with my own five senses. So if you want to imagine something that resembles a big furry primate, maybe like a sloth that walks on its hands and is covered with hair that looks like giant dreadlocks. And if you can imagine a strand of woven hair that's, about 3 or 4 feet in diameter or more and over 100 feet long, that starts whipping through the air, and that's not like getting hit with a dreadlock. That's going to be getting hit like with a 20-ton cable. So it has the ability to basically, swirl and spin its body in such a way that these hairs go flying around and would knock out aircraft if, you were trying to attack it with helicopters or jets or something like that. Could knock a plane out of the sky or crush a tank probably or something like that.
Exactly how tall do you think, could you estimate?
I would estimate that it was probably between 250 and 300 feet tall. This is definitely in the deep, deep pockets. So we consider the network in which some of these other species, the shorter, more our-size ones, we refer to that often as the Agartha network. There is a deeper set of pockets that we think of as deeper than that, and that's where these things live, in an even deeper pocket or series of pockets.
How do they grow to such an extreme size, and why aren't we not seeing them on the surface?
Well, I think we're talking about pre-primordial time, so we're talking about before the dinosaurs, when plants and animals were even larger. So I think we're just talking about they came from a time when biological life grew bigger. I mean, we don't have, if we had a brontosaurus that we could genetically engineer and bring to life, it would starve to death because there simply aren't plants that grow big enough for it to eat. It would need a bigger food source, a bigger vegetation to survive.
Right, and the mineral content was much higher back then, and the atmosphere was thicker, so the radiation,
All factors that would dictate what biological life would look like and what its characteristics of survivability would be.
Do you think they have lungs and they're breathing the atmosphere down there?
You can hear them breathing. When you're close to them, that's one of the distinctive characteristics is you can hear them breathing.
What about the smells? Did you notice that smell?
Yeah, really like the stinkiest primate that you could imagine because it's large. Yeah, I don't know if it ever bathes. Very smelly.
What was your personal experience with it that you had?
I don't know how comfortable I am discussing that completely and intricately. Let's just say that it became a requirement for me that I had to get to a certain place, which was across this expanse. And the only way that I was going to get across this expanse was if I rode on something that could walk that expanse. And it's a complicated story how that all went down, but yeah, there was something going on there.
Was it positive or negative?
Very positive. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Crap my pants terrifying, but very positive.
Were there others like you that were there?
No, none that I could see or were aware of. It was very dark, but I don't think so. I think it was not a place where humans or other beings want to go because you get stepped on. I mean, when you realize you enter into a cavern where you're this big compared to something that's this big, it's terrifying because all of a sudden you realize I could get stepped on at any second here. So it's a whole nother kind of biological concern. It sort of made me think like, oh, so this is what a mouse feels like when it's running through the kitchen.
Yeah.